Hello everyone, I'm Meng. I'm recording this video because unfortunately I can't be at the conference in person, which is such a shame. Still, I'm very excited to share the research that my collaborators and I are working on. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Now, the working title of our project is Open Qualitative Research, Where We Are Now and Where Do We Go From Here? And this is a collaborative project with Ali, Phil, and Kyle. Open science has become a hot topic in recent years, and we've seen great progress over the years, not just in psychology, but also in our own field. But are there important pieces missing from the conversations on open science? If you've been immersed in the open science world for a while, you may have noticed that some of the most commonly discussed concepts, such as replication and pre-registration, follow assumptions that are more closely aligned with the quantitative research paradigm. Which begs the question, is open science exclusive to quantitative research? Well, if we take a look at UNESCO's recommendation on open science, then the answer is clearly no. Open science is inclusive of all scientific disciplines, including social sciences and the humanities, which obviously encompass not just quantitative research. Now, in the case of our own field, it is even more important to draw more attention on open qualitative research, as we are an interdisciplinary field characterized by a wide range of approaches and epistemological positions beyond the quantitative methodology. Specifically, our research had two aims. The first was to present an overview of current debates on open qualitative research. The second is to introduce existing tools and guides for open qualitative research to applied linguists. Our project unfolded in two phases. In the first phase, we focused on synthesizing the theoretical discussions in the literature from fields such as sociology and social psychology to identify areas of contention and consensus. In the second phase, we zoomed in on the identified area of consensus and built a curated list of tools and guides for open qualitative research to applied linguists. So looking at the literature, we can already see that open qualitative research is indeed a highly contentious issue. We've identified four areas of contention from the literature. The first area of contention largely concerns epistemological differences. As qualitative research is largely heterogeneous, depending on the research traditions and epistemologies, the meaning and value of open science vary to a large extent. There is yet to be consensus regarding why do we need open qualitative research? Is it for validation, replication, or reuse? The answer may look very different depending on which researcher you ask. Another area of debate is around open qualitative data. There are concerns around anonymity, confidentiality, and informed consent, and how these considerations might impact the data generating process, especially for marginalized groups. We've also seen debates around qualitative secondary analysis. Some researchers question the sufficiency of the data, given the contextual embeddedness of qualitative data. Others raise questions about the validity of reanalysis and reinterpretation of qualitative data. Finally, we've found debates around publication guidelines for open qualitative research. There are concerns that one-size-fits-all guidelines may not be appropriate for all types of qualitative research and may risk putting qualitative research at a disadvantaged position. Now, these many unresolved issues may seem a bit discouraging, but the good news is we did find one area of consensus, which is transparency, and this value seems to be endorsed by qualitative researchers across different traditions. Of course, a caveat that transparency may look very different from that of quantitative research, and there is more than one way of doing this. Now, based on transparency as the identified area of consensus, we went back to the literature with a specific focus on the practical side of things. We identified 5 dimensions of transparency, ranging from data transparency all the way to transparency to participants and the wider public. We built a list of tools and guides that target each of the dimensions. While I don't have the time to go into each of them, it is our hope that the list of resources could serve as an inspiration for qualitative researchers in applied linguistics to start exploring open science practices so that our field could move collectively towards a more open and transparent future. Okay, that wraps up my presentation. I look forward to your feedback and to meeting you in person someday.